Hello and welcome back to the Red Barons YT. Today we are doing episode 2 of Il2 Careers as the P51 in Battle of Caen during the Battle of Normandy as Henry William Brown. He was a P51 pilot during the war, and he flew with the squadron, so he was their captain, squad leader. So right now we're just taking off from our airfield on a mission to escort bombers deeper into France to the west, or east, excuse me. We're coming from the west. Flight of B-26s, we've got a flight of I think like 7 or 8 P-51Bs with us. I'm flying D with his aircraft. So we have just taken off. We will be kind of circle clearing till the rest of the guys get off the ground. But yeah, I've decided to start this series playlist, which in the comment section of episode 1, which I didn't do any voiceover, states that as soon as the pilot dies, that is the end of the series, or season, I guess you could call it. So this is season 1 of Il2 Careers. There goes our wingman in number 2 spot. You can see the bombers up there already coming over from England. We are in occupied Normandy after the Allies have smacked the Germans back quite a ways. And just circle clearing until the rest of the boys get off the ground. If you like these kind of content, leave a like, subscribe, and I will keep doing them. Also, leave comments of different aircraft that I should use in careers, and possibly different pilot stories I should kind of follow. Not sure why that B-26 is breaking off. Those two, actually. All the rest of the information is kind of strange. But we're expecting a force of either 109s, 190s, or a combo of the two. Not sure yet. We were just told that there would be most likely a few formations of German fighters in the area that have been stationed here. Really nice aircraft to fly, the P51D. B, which was the one I used in the first episode, is also a very, very good aircraft. Has one less 50 cal on each wing, so it only has 4, but still decent ammo load. Just got to be able to hit the aircraft and vital components, which I don't exactly do the best of, gonna admit right now. But I do okay, and some of the bombers make it home, which is always good. But you can see our target there at point 2, and you can kind of see the red outline of where the Allies are occupying as of right now. D-Day has since happened, and late 44, and push to Berlin has begun. Is the rest of the boys getting off? They should be forming up shortly above me. Just gonna kind of run down these bombers quick, try to get a little closer to them. Unfortunately, this career doesn't exactly allow the more modern reflector sight. It only, or gyro reflector sight, I should say. This is a reflector sight, kilometer or whatever. It's an okay gun sight. I prefer the custom, or the ranged gyro sight. Personally, just because it basically aims for you. Just, circle is where the aircraft is leading, and the little star in the center is where the actual guns would drop into a certain range. You can set that manually, but this doesn't have that, unfortunately. But as you can see, there come my flight. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's like 8 aircraft that are forming up above me. So in a little bit, I'm just going to skip ahead. This flight ended up being closer to like an hour in something, I think, or close to that. And I don't want to just sit here and ramble on for that long, because honestly, you'd run out of things to talk, and it's not very exciting. So here's where some of the action starts. Alright, we're a little farther along in the mission. We're high above the bombers, kind of doing a zigzag pattern, just kind of staying over them, above the clouds. They're kind of trying to stick in the clouds, or just below, so the bombardiers can see their targets. They've got quite a ways to go still to the targets, but I spotted something here. Dive in below the clouds, and there you see it, our first FW-190 A8. Dive in close to 350 miles an hour. Pull up. Try not to overspeed. Pull it around to a hard, high G right turn. You see an Allied P51 go zooming through the area. And drop onto the 6 of this guy. It's a little hard to see against the ground. He's going after ground targets. A8s are ground attackers, basically. Missed some shots. Absolutely fail miserably there with the shots. But pull it up into a kind of a high scissors yo-yo. He turns to the right hard, go back over the sea, I come back in, and let's see what I can do here. Kind of aim, get my head above the gun sight a little bit. Nose is kind of long on this aircraft. I think we got some hits. It's trailing something. Just kind of pull it in a little tighter. A8s are not the most maneuverable 190, so P51's up. There goes fuel. More hits, a couple more hits, and that is a pilot snipe, and I messed up something on his tail, I think, because he's not pulling out of that one. But no need to dwell on that. We've got another FW-190 A8 dead ahead, so let's go shoot him down. Tried to look for the explosion, but I couldn't see it behind me of his impact, so, but as you can see there, pretty obvious he went down, and the kill credit. Zoom through. He's in a really shallow right turn. Not very hard. I don't know if he still has ordnance on. He might. Too hard to tell from right now. But generally when they're flying slower like this and not really reacting, it generally means they're carrying and still looking for a target. Try some long shots here. I think I got a couple of hits there. Popped his fuel and water, I think, possibly. Hit a wing. Keep shooting. Miss a couple. And he spins out. He's going into the ground, as you can see there. I don't think the pilot bailed out of this one. Might have killed him too. But he slams into the trees just outside of Normandy. Look behind me, check 6, see where I am on the map. Bombers have all but left me behind. Make sure no one's on my ass again. And, but 2 kills, not bad. And let's go try to help our fighters. Alright, he skipped ahead again. A little bit of flying. I see some targets on the map behind me there. I didn't know where they were. I looked up, down, so I just decided to roll over to the right, turn around, and that's when I see them. It is a massive formation of FW-190s, A8s in bomber hunting configuration. 30 mils, 20 mils, and 2 13 mils, and they don't seem to be the wiser right now. I come in underneath them, and they hold formation, so I turn left to pull up behind them. Of course, they're not carrying ordnance, so they're going to be moving a whole lot faster. I just bled a lot of speed there. Trying to turn, got 2 kills, as you can see. Just 2 fighters, obviously, too late. And as you can see, they're pulling away from me, so I put the throttle to the wall and zoom after them. because they're on the return side of the map there. That black line, that's the return path of the bombers. So obviously they were going to try to intercept them before they could make it home. And that many 190s, if they were let through, could easily mess up our formation, which they do take down a fair few of our bombers. I think, only a handful make it home, unfortunately. First one breaks, I go after him. They just scatter once they realize. So I try to go after him. I'm running low on ammo. I've only got 400 rounds. This thing eats ammo like a child eating candy bars real quick. Really hard to see his outline through the clouds. What the hell was that? Someone just buzzed me. Probably not sure his intent to ram. Went to look behind me, overflew him. There's a bunch of them on my ass. So I speed out of here and I pull it into the vertical to get altitude. Because A8s, they can be fast, they do have good energy retention, but I wouldn't expect them to be keen on dumping all their speed just to follow me. So they form up again, I break up the formation, this guy does something stupid. Leader goes into the clouds, I fire a few shots, completely miss. I was going to try to get some shots, miss again. He goes down, and I do the exact same thing I did before, go vertical, use the P51's energy retention and Merlin engine to allow me to get that speed, almost stall it out, but right at that point I turn it over again, dive in inverted, roll out. He's a tasty target. As you can see, I'm getting really low on ammo. Try to lead. The aircraft decided I want to pull up. Shooting a little low, get some hits. He banks off. That's a mechanic's dream right there to fix that damage. But as you can see, the 50 cals, they work okay, but you have to kind of hit vital components. They're not like the German 20 mils or British 20 mils where they just, you hit a wing a couple times and you just shear it off, hit the centerline fuel tank, and all of a sudden you've got a flamethrower with wings, basically. Pull it back around. See the blue arrow of our bombers getting close. 190s are going after them because obviously that's their main job, is to deal with them, or try to. I'm down to only a few hundred rounds left. Try to get shots on this guy. Pull up a little too hard there and almost stall it, but he zips over there, turn around, come back around, try to break up the formation. There goes one of our bombers, as you can see, in flames. 190s are lethal. That was kind of stupid. Had he pulled his trigger and I ran into that, that probably would have been the end, but he didn't, so probably conserving for the bombers, or it was just too quick. There goes another one of our bombers. There's 2 down that I've seen so far. Try to break them up, scare them off. There's one tail sitting right now. Just shooting at him. There goes fuel from left wing. I think I might have ended up hitting this guy, but I ended up hitting both. He banks off. I only have like less than 100 rounds left, so I'm trying to be conservative. I think a couple of those might have hit. Guns go low. Try to lead, and I'm pretty much out of ammo at this point. I mean, right there go the last rounds. Try to stay on his ass, scare him off. Not sure whatever became of him, but basically for the rest of the mission I end up just trying to scare off aircraft. Check to see again, still 2. Didn't damage it. Didn't do enough damage to him for him to bail out yet. Don't think he ever did bail. I think just headed back to base. But as you can see, there's another 190, 2 of them heading towards our bomber. So I go after this guy up here, scare him off. can see he banks away. Back into the clouds. And I'm gonna go try to spook this guy, make him think that I've got guns still, but I don't. It's actually a very effective tactic, because they're not gonna just sit there with a Mustang on their ass. So he breaks off. Another one of our bombers went down with him. I think he was following him. Let him go now, because he's zooming off. And there's the last 4 bombers of our formation that we started with. Zip through, do a pass over, make sure they're all doing fine, nothing leaking. Split S, and go back to trying to deter enemy aircraft from getting close. Almost blackout here due to high G's, going almost 350 miles an hour, so that will cause that. There's a Mustang, 2 Mustangs and a 190 over there dealing with that. Here comes another 190. Kind of get on his ass, make him second guess. You can see he turns off, breaks off his attack, and a Mustang from behind me shoulder shoots and ends up taking him down. So, good shooting on him. He becomes a flying flamethrower as he tumbles. And I didn't see a parachute, so I think the pilot burnt up on the way down. Not a good way to go. Come back to the bombers. Make sure they're all doing fine. Check 6. Mustang. A couple Mustangs up here. You can see my bluff tactic worked. After a while though, in real life I think they might have caught on. Pull back the throttle, kind of overcooking the engine with that emergency power. You can only run it for so long, otherwise it will cause damage. Bomber's looking fine. Sorry about any background noise, it's just a chair. Whoop, almost hit him. That would have been embarrassing. But 4 B-26s, still healthy. And I don't see any 190s around really anymore. Just circle clear. But gotta make sure at least a couple of the bombers make it home. Preferably all of them, but obviously no ammo, it's kind of hard to end the threat. Here comes a 190 now. Check 6. There's 2 of them actually. Gonna fly in between them and break them up a little bit. Nope. Still no crash or bailout, so I'm still stuck at 2 kills. Zoom climb to this guy. I don't think he even saw me.
Rough man, 7. Engaging fighter to the east. Range half mile.
Pull around.
Rough man.
Far enough away from the bombers right now.
To the east.
Doesn't matter that I'm a little slow.
Out. Rough man, 6. Engaging fighter to the east. Range 2.5 miles. Out. Roughman 3. Engaging fighter to the east. Range
And
about 1 mile.
we'll get on to the rest of it because not much else happens after this. Alrighty, I climb back up now. We're in Allied territory. I climb up to meet the bombers again because I had gotten a little lost. So, with trying to chase off 2 190s, I believe it was the 2 that I broke up earlier. They flew home, so they broke off the attack. Didn't have to do much. Come through the clouds here. And yeah, I'd say it was a mediocre mission. 4 made it back. We lost a few. Not sure how many Mustangs got shot down yet. Our formation above looks a little smaller than it did when it started. You can see them up there. Just gonna turn around and fly back through the formation. You can see there's a Normandy coastline. So we're getting close to our home. Again, I'll just remind you, if you are enjoying this kind of series content with the careers, because there's an endless amount of options basically for that. Different pilots, different airplane, different missions, different theaters. I've got all the major DLCs for great battles. So whether you want to see Stalingrad, Moscow, Kuban, Boden Plateau, or Normandy like this one, come through, rock my wings. Yeah, so mission is now complete. We flew for another 5 minutes after the last clip you just saw, and they want us to break off for home. So those guys will cross the channel, head back to England, and I'm gonna break and go land. Probably not a good idea to dive before landing. As you can see, I'm almost going 400 miles an hour. I believe the P51 could go about 440 miles an hour. As you can see by that flyby, I'm going at a fair lick. Runway's right off to our 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna do a turnaround with absolutely no throttle power. That was the buzzing you heard. Try to lose altitude and bleed speed, I guess. And I'm just going to do a series of S turns to slow down the rest of the way. And I'm going to turn left now. Hard pull on the stick. Beat off another couple miles per hour. And I'm just going to do this until I basically reach about 130-ish, then add about 50-ish% power just to keep us in the air, drop flaps, gear, and come in for a nice landing. As you can see, we're about to hit 150. So this is the point where I stop. Flaps go out, gear goes down. See the gear start coming down right there. And getting a little slow here, so I add more power. Pull the stick back a little bit, this level. Not sure if there's a crosswind or anything, probably being on the coast. End up just slicking her in though. Pretty textbook landing. P51 is easy to land and take off and taxi, so it's not the, it's nothing challenging. So do it a couple times and you'll pretty much be a master. A little bit wobbly though here. They fire off signal flares. The rest of the crew are going around to start their approaches. A little bit bumpy, but tails down, start hitting the brakes a little bit. Open the canopy. Make sure nothing's on the runway. And pretty solid landing. So now we're just gonna taxi in and find a place to shut her down. But yeah, this is episode 2. Episode 3 should be coming out tomorrow. Might do 1 to 2 episodes a day, probably, give or take. So that's what you can expect. And again, y'all can place wagers down below to see how long you think this pilot will survive. In real life, he survived the war, died in 2008. Originally had 14 aerial kills in the air and shot 14 aircraft on the ground and destroyed them while parked. Just gonna head over. Should I kind of stay on the taxiway for the most part? You can see some Mustangs parked here. So those are D's. So I wonder if they're gonna start swapping the entire squadron over to D's, because there were a couple of D's in the last mission, but I was flying a B, now I'm flying to D, and the rest of the squad is flying B's, so I don't know. Turn it around here, and shut the engine down. Yep, there it goes. It's a really nice looking bird. But W, R, and Z were the letter insignia on the side of his aircraft, which was a green P51B or a P51D like this one of the 355th Fighter Squadron out of France. So yeah, that's the end of that mission, and we'll go take a look at the after mission details. See who we all lost possibly and all that. So as you can see, I got 2 kills, successful landing, mission accomplished, escort bombers. Green line's my flight path, kind of zigzaggy all over the place, especially stuff afterwards that I didn't show. Nothing interesting happened. So, finish this, and see, I've got, wait for it to load. Oh, I got a medal. Interesting. With oak leaf. Ooh, lost 2. So Arland has gone missing in action, so he probably bailed out. Don't know where he is. And Samuel was killed in action, unfortunately. 2 experienced pilots. Another squadron mate, Forrest, got 2 kills. So we told 4 kills for that sortie. So we did lose 2 aircraft, unfortunately, but that happens. This is the second mission. They're just going out. So, but yeah, that's the end of this. Theirs was successful, and I'll see you in the next one in episode 3. So if you've enjoyed this content, leave a like, subscribe, comment for other careers you want to see after this, and yeah, hope you have all enjoyed. I'm out.